Alright, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Share the video. One of my subs, I think it was Hassan from Philly, on Twitter, asked me to talk on this Omar Figoura shit, man. And if y'all don't know, he lost to Ugas. I thought he lost every round in Ugas last night. Yordenis Ugas. But in the middle of the fight, you know, that kind of changed my perspective on the fight. I thought Ugas would win, but I thought they would find a way to try to rob Ugas and give it to Figoura. But Omar Figoura ran a mom and pop shop operation last night. Okay, his cut man was his cousin. His personal trainer, physical personal trainer to do his fitness, was his sister, and he was his own coach or trainer last night. Omar Figoura did not hire his dad to train him for the fight last night. His dad and his brother Brandon Figoura were sitting ringside or sitting, you know, in the crowd. You know, he didn't get the services of Joel Diaz neither. Him and Joel Diaz or whatever, like hot and cold water. They on sometimes and sometimes they off. And sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. So for him, he went there last night against one of the most respected trainers in boxing. Forget profile or who get the most recognition. Ismail Salas is one of the most decorated coaches, not just from Cuba. He's one of the most decorated coaches out there, man. And you went against him and a very, very smart and strong Yordenis Ugas last night, and you thought you was going to defeat him without delegating some game plan to somebody else. Now I hope the 10 or 15 or 20% you pay to a trainer, I hope that saving that was more important than your O or your physical well-being. He took a slacking last night, and he proved it. They should have stopped that fight, and he probably told them not to stop the fight, and he took an ass whooping. In some years, and some days, and some months came off not only his career, but his life. But you could just look at the disgust in his father and his brother's face. The disgust they had, he was just didn't have no answer. He took to sit there and watch your own flesh and blood take an ass whooping like that, and it was all his own fault. His daddy wasn't in his corner. His brother, Joel Diaz, he didn't hire nobody else. There was nobody else to give him a direction, to give him nothing. He just like, dude, he just showed up for camp. And what'd he do? Okay, he made the weight. But then again, you can see Ugas had a real physical trainer in Angel Memo Hernandez. He was physically strong and fit. And the thing about it is, that was a very winnable fight for Omar Figoura. Had he had a great training camp and had the perspective of a real boxing mind, that was a very winnable fight. Because Yordenis Ugas only programmed to throw as much as 3 punches at once. Even when he started trying to throw 4 or 5, he looked very uncomfortable. And he didn't have enough power. Had Omar Figoura had a coach, they had his style down to a pack. And he didn't even try to, he didn't even make an adjustment. His cornerman couldn't give him no answers. And, you know, for me, it was just, he's the idiot of the year, bar none. You could like say a lot of things. Broner could be the idiot of the year on the hood, on God and them. I'm doing this for the hood. Omar Figoura not having a coach, running a mom and pop operation last night versus a guy in Ugas who arguably should be a world champion right now. A lot of people thought he beat Sean Porter. Okay, I understand he had 4 losses. That don't mean nothing. He's resurrected his career. And then you look at his cornerman, Ismail Salas, man. Very respected trainer, you know, right now. And you thought you was going to beat him. You ain't get your dad. I hope that 10 or whatever, 20%, whatever the going rate he paying his coach, I hope that was worth saving and keeping in his pocket, because he seemed real frugal to me. And last person I remember training they shelf was Barvis Shuvernov. I think he trained himself versus Bernard Hopkins. Why would you train yourself? I think it was Bernard Hopkins. Why would you train yourself versus 2 smart fighters in Ugas and Bernard Hopkins? That just don't make sense. And this ain't no bridge fight. This ain't like fighting AD or fighting Conor Ben or Josh Kelly or something. You fighting elite level talent, decorated, you know, dudes with decorated backgrounds, man. You know, Omar Figoura is bar none the biggest idiot this year in boxing. Bar none, he's the biggest idiot. Adrian Broner and Keith Thurman too, for not getting vital drug testing for 8 to 10 weeks versus Manny Pacquiao. They both, all of them is in the same boat, but nobody take the cake like Ugas. At least Broner and Keith had coaches, and they made a ton of money selling their soul off. You know, and it's disappointing because I like Omar Figoura, man. Omar Figoura, a really good fighter. And I know he could have did better than that last night. Maybe he calling it the quits. You know, maybe he calling it the quits. A lot of hand injuries. You know, he had academic scholarship to Texas A&M. Maybe he feel like he don't need to do this no more. But you look at the disgust in his father and his brother face. Like, this idiot. And, you know, sometimes you got to let your kids, you know, walk through fire and learn to get burnt. Sometimes they got to get a first, or second, or third degree burn sometimes to understand, to learn a life lesson. And, you know, I know the last thing his dad and his brother wanted to say is, I told you so. But I told you so. Goodfellas Sports TV. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas gone.